Hey guys, so we're kind of in construction with the kitchen. So sorry, it's a little bit interesting. And also my phone's dead and I'm in here trying to make French onion soup, which hopefully I'll have that video uploaded for you guys. Um, but that is in the process. So I was just thinking about a video. It's been a little while because my thing is, unless the passion is behind something I'm going to share with you guys, then I'm not going to share it. It's just me talking to talk or to try and get accolades. And the other reason I'm trying to just cook in here and talk to you guys at the same time is this is real life. I'm cooking, I'm doing things, this is how life is. I don't try and hide things from you guys or sugarcoat it or be anything other than who I am. So that way you guys know exactly what you're getting into. So I think something that's important to know. Well, actually, first, I've been at the Mayo Clinic. I had some more health issues come up that are just part of my liver disease. This is just different. Mine's genetic. It's not due to what I'm eating or not eating. There are some things you're just born with. You can do a lot of prevention. You can slow the process down and you can actually stop a lot of things from happening. But there is also a part of life that you just don't have control over. And we're going to talk about that another time. But the first video I want to do is letting you guys know, and I think this is a deep hurt and a deep ache in the world right now, is that we've gotten this just do it kind of drive that, like you're weak if you can't, and I can do anything better than you, or proving myself to anyone. That is not the point, and a lot of work and school made us be that way. You've got to be perfect, straight A. But the thing is, we all go about it a different way. If we all sat here and we're in an art class and someone tells us, every one of us, to draw this same bowl of fruit that's sitting there, but you can use whatever medium you want or whatever symbolization, you just have to prove that you're doing, the fruit in that bowl. Every single one of us is going to use different things. We are not going to come up with the same generic type thing as everyone else. It's just going to look different. Even if we tried to make them all look the exact same, there's still our own touch of our minds and our creativity and how we approach it. So there's some uniqueness there. And not any one of them is different or better than another. It's just putting you into it and what else needs to go in it. There's that combination. And something that I think that gets left out a lot nowadays that I think is important for all of us is that, I'm going to repeat this to you because I really want you to think about it. Letting go is not the same as giving up. Letting go is not the same as giving up. And I want you to think about that. I want you to write that down in your life. What are some things that you need to let go of? I don't mean you need to be a quitter. You don't need to quit on anything. You don't need to give up. That's not the same thing, but getting rid of things that don't belong in your life, in your home, with your kids. There are things that are good to let go of, and that's okay. Because when you know what you're going for, when you know the important thing in your life, and it really comes down to choices, it's getting rid of stuff that doesn't matter in the end. And if you looked back, all of us look at 10 years, the things that we thought were awesome. I remember in high school, like the biggest goal I had was just to be popular. And I never really was popular, but I was actually popular enough. Everyone kind of liked me. And I just felt really upset. And then in college, I ended up becoming really popular, but it came with so much of keeping up a look, of being around certain people, making sure people knew my name. And man, that was exhausting and short-lived because I didn't really have any deep friendships. But I was fun and outgoing, and as long as I was fun and outgoing and I wasn't too real, about myself. I could be real about other people, but I kind of had to keep myself at bay. It wasn't any good for me. I wasn't getting to be who I naturally was. So letting go of stuff in your life is important. And how do you do that? Start with the very most things that just irritate you. What are the things you're most frustrated that come up every day? Like, ugh, I really need to meal prep. I need to get my diet under control. Or, oh, I need to get my home organized, or the garage, or some things like that. Giving up other people or other things in our lives that aren't doing us any good. You still need to have fun and things like that. But if something is feeling overwhelming in your life, then there's a good chance that there's some things that you need to get rid of or cleaning up so it's less frustrating. Kids being in too many sports can really wear a lot of parents out. You're just running. The kids are worn out, you're worn out, and then you find that you're not spending time together as a family or taking care of yourself. Different things like that. So what does this mean for me? And maybe a better way to explain that is that I started really examining my relationships with people. I'd pay attention to what they were saying, and I'd pay attention to what they are doing. And I need to make sure that I'm giving to those relationships. Am I following up with people when I say I'm going to be there? Am I there? Am I showing up 10 minutes late every time and they're wondering if I truly care about them because I can't seem to make anything of theirs on time? Different things like that really make a difference, of doing what I can and thinking like, okay, I'm a really good friend to this person. They don't seem to be a very good friend to me. And sometimes it's just speaking up to them, saying like, hey, I really want to meet up with you more often, but every time I do, you seem to cancel on me. And give them a chance to fix it and just say like, is there a better time or a day? Like, I don't know what's going on in your life, but if it's just too busy for me, that's fine, but just let me know. And sometimes just being honest with someone, they're like, oh, well, I didn't think you found me that important. It's like, absolutely, I'm dying to see you. And sometimes that's all it takes, is just like, wow, you care about me? It's like, yes, of course I do. That's why I'm meeting up with you. So there's different things like that. And there are some friendships that just seem to, when you leave after you've hung out with that person, you're like, oh, I need to go have a nap. This person just wears me out. And sometimes you need to let them go. Or I've invited some friends over and over and over to my house or something a billion times. And then some of them just never ever call me back to hang out with them. And so I've learned to prioritize. I love those people and I love hanging out with them, and some of them are fun people. But if I'm going to take the effort and the time to do things, sometimes it's okay to let things go. Sometimes it's a job. You know what? Money is not worth everything. It's not worth sacrificing your family and your love and your self-esteem. There are some things that are worth getting rid of, and that's okay. And that does not make you a quitter. If anything, they're a quitter because they're not willing to look at their lives and get rid of things that need to be out of it. And sometimes that's even learning to have fun. Sometimes letting go is like, okay, my house does not need to be perfect. It's more important that I get to the gym for myself, for my self-esteem. It's more important that I meal prep right now until I get this figured out. It's more important that I spend some time with my kids right now. Even if it's a cut on our money, we'll figure this out because I want to be there for my family. There are different things that just because you're leaving a group of people, or if they're giving you a hard time, then you probably made a right decision. Sometimes it's not even what you wanted to be. But leaving Washington for a while for my health and moving into Wyoming was the last thing I wanted to do. And a lot of people are like, well, why are you running away from this? Are you running away from your marriage and things going on? I thought, no, I don't want to go to Wyoming. This is where I need to be. And even letting those opinions go, that like, no, if they're not here to help me and they're trying to criticize me, then they're probably not a real friend of mine, because they'd be like, how can I help you? What's going on? Is there anything I can do? And if somebody just wants to know the details so they can slam it in your face, that's probably not a good point to hang out with them. So moving to Wyoming, it allowed me to have time to look at things, to get things right in my life, to really get myself a new starting point. What do I want out of my life? Where do I want my life to go? What does matter to me? Is it a job? Is it a certain kind of job? Is it my family? Is it pets? Is it traveling? Is it downsizing? Is it upsizing? It's going to be different for each one of you, but it's okay to take that time out of your life and figure out as a family what is best for you. And I think that's a lot of things that are happening with marriages and stuff right now is there are people that just check out. And sometimes after giving that person enough times and to try, if it is starting to kill who you are as a person, it's really time to look at that relationship. It might be time to really get some help, dig into it, or figure out how to love each other again. But you know what? A marriage does take two people to work. Any relationship does. It can't be just you. So if they're doing everything or you're doing everything and it's not matching up with your needs, then it's really time to think about some of those things. So I hope that helps you guys. I hope that inspires you to just clean up your life a little bit. Just start with the things that are bugging you right now and just go for it. Do it. It'll be fun and exciting, and it's going to be best for you and it's going to be best for your family.